embarrassing. I can't believe I forgot it on my first day back. Oh, good morning, Marcus.
Morning. What are you doing out here? Aren't you going in?
I got stopped because I forgot my ID. I told them to call Billy at the reception desk, but he doesn't work here anymore.
Well, it's been 3 years, so I can't say I'm surprised. Alright, I'll go straighten things out.
Thanks.
My, you're here early, Dr. Vaughn.
Hey, Dr. Russo. It's been a long time.
Hello, Dr. Blaylock. How was Montgomery Memorial?
Well, it was certainly challenging.
I have to admit, I was quite envious when I heard that you were going. I mean, who wouldn't want a chance to get in touch with nature?
I heard that you became chief surgeon. Congratulations.
Ah, thank you. Of course, that was 6 months ago.
Sorry, I've been a little out of the loop.
Think nothing of it. I understand completely. After all, you were quite far from civilization. Oh, by the way, Professor Wilkins is expecting you to. He's waiting in his office on the 5th floor.
Alright, we'll go see him.
I wonder why they asked you to return, seeing as how you've made little progress on your research. This hospital must be busier than I thought. I hope you two live up to your reputations. Well then, if you'll excuse me.
I see he's still as charming as ever.
At least you know what to expect from him. Dr. Wilkins?
Ah, welcome back. I've been waiting for you for quite some time.
Yeah, it took me a while to decide. Have you been bedridden?
This disease can be debilitating, but the symptoms haven't progressed that far just yet. I'm in better spirits than I look. In fact, I even make the rounds occasionally. Of course, that's only for the time being.
What's this disease you're referring to?
Relax, my dear. The symptoms have temporarily subsided. Once I've made the necessary arrangements, I'll explain my situation in greater detail. After all, this is a confidential matter, even within these walls.
It's a secret?
Yes. You could say that I am both a patient, as well as a research subject. For now, I'd like you to resume your normal duties. I'm sure Rousseau will find something for you to do.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. Well, we'll get to work then. Call if you need anything.
Marcus, you went against my orders and ran off to Alaska. But in the end, you were forced to return here. I won't reproach you, as long as you accept your fate.
Is that what you want me to do?
Indeed.
Hi, Dr. Blaylock. Oh, hello, Elena. Are you starting today?
Yes, I am. I actually just returned from a brief vacation.
I need to hurry up and get back into the swing of things here. And it's hard because there are so many new faces.
Valerie, are you in? We've got an operation to perform.
Are you serious?
Russo took the liberty of volunteering us. Nice guy, huh? I have a feeling this is just a taste of what's to come.
Alright, I'll go prep. Elena, can you assist?
Definitely. I'll start setting up immediately. Allow me to begin the briefing for today's operation. Well...
Oh, am I making you nervous? Just pretend I'm not here.
Please continue, Elena.
The patient is suffering from a putrefactive lung abscess due to Staphylococcus aureus. Both the X-rays as well as the CAT scan support this diagnosis. You have two objectives for this operation. Look for a shadow using the ultrasound, make an incision, and drain the pus. And of course, excise the tumor that's causing the problem.
Is there anything you'd like to add, Dr. Russo?
Oh no, I'll merely be observing.
We'll try not to disappoint you.
Well then, let's start the procedure.
Let's begin the operation. We'll show Dr. Rousseau why we're here.
It's festering. We need to drain the pus.
Otherwise, it could lead to inflammation.
Looks like there's a tumor. I recommend the towel procedure. Make begin to fester once the tumor's been removed. We need to drain the pus before treating the affected area. It's becoming inflamed. I think you should inject some anti-inflammatory.
So far, so good. But according to the diagnostics, the affected area may be larger than it appears. We need to use the magnification tool to take a closer look.
Looks like the diagnostics were correct. We've got more work to do.
Well done, Doctor. Don't forget to treat the affected area. That seems to be the last one. His vitals have stabilized. The affected areas have all been treated. Now let's close him up. Looks like the procedure was a success. Good work.
Well, Dr. Bond, I see that you haven't allowed yourself to get
Surprised?
well. You could have suffered from frostbite. Ah, yes. I must explain our new post-op procedures. Things have changed since you left. The chart needs to be submitted to the clerks on the second floor. And surgeons are required to attend a case review session every Tuesday morning. However, we won't be needing you there just yet. I'll call for you when it's deemed necessary. Well then, excuse me.
Thank you. We'll be implanting a pacemaker?
Yes. You'll be performing an exchange operation to upgrade the one currently. You'll also be performing the pre-op examination on her.
Why us and not a cardiologist?
Because I believe you two are better suited to perform the procedure. A team of specialists will be available to assist you, but I doubt that will be necessary.
It seems they're expecting a lot from us, but you wouldn't know it by the way the staff's treated us.
This can be considered as a preparation phase for the actual operation. An appropriate pacemaker has already been selected. You'll be implanting the same type I'm...
The same pacemaker you're using?
Are you sure it's not gonna hurt?
You'll be fast asleep the entire time. It'll be over before you know it.
But what if I wake up? Will it hurt?
I promise that won't happen. The medicine will keep you asleep, no matter what.
If it's gonna keep me asleep, then how will I wake up?
Well, you'll wake up because you'll get hungry.
Chloe, you heard that your heart isn't doing well, right? Right now you're okay because doctors put a machine in you that helps your heart. But we found out that machine isn't working like it should. So if we don't put in a new machine, your chest is going to hurt. You don't want your chest to hurt, do you?
No.
Alright then, the operation is going to be tomorrow. Let's both do our best.
Come on, Chloe. Let's go back to your room. Don't worry. There's nothing to be scared about. You...
Opening of a child's chest for the second time. As a doctor, I know I shouldn't be faced by it, but it's still heartbreaking.
This operation has nothing to do with the professor's orders. Let's just concentrate on doing our best for that kid, okay?
I'm not lying. It really hurts. Come on, there must be something you can do.
I'm sorry, but we didn't find anything wrong when we examined you.
That medication I used before seemed to help. How about some more of that?
As I said before, I can't write you a prescription. Dr. Vaughn, can you please help me explain to this patient?
Me, Dr. Chen?
He won't listen to reason. And I refuse to write him a prescription. He's just pretending to be in pain because he's addicted to painkillers.
What? Are you calling me a liar? Forget it. I'm out of here.
What does he think this is? A street corner? He was wandering around, so I offered to help him. The first thing he said was,
How did he get in?
I don't know, but I should report him to security. By the way, Dr. Vaughn, I heard that you're conducting a pacemaker procedure.
That's right. Since I'm a new guy, I have no choice but to follow orders.
I suppose that's true. Well, good luck. If all goes well, I'd like to ask you to be my assistant.
I'll do my best to live up to those expectations.
Let's begin the conference for little Chloe. Please do. Your objective for this operation is to replace the patient's pacemaker. First, you'll have to stop the old pacemaker. Then, remove it and insert the new one. This operation will require great precision and will put a lot of strain on it. Please proceed with the utmost care.
Of course. This is a very serious operation.
She's only a child, so even a small mistake could be fatal.
It's true.
Well, good luck, you two.
Let's get started.
Today, you'll be replacing the patient's pacemaker.
If I remember correctly, it's the same model as the professor's.
Oh, really? Well, let's have a look.
First, we need to stop her existing pacemaker. Please be careful, Doctor. Okay, good job. Looks like you're ready to go on to the next... Doctor, the patient's going into cardiac arrest.
We can't use the defibrillator because of her pacemaker.
We'll have to massage the heart by hand.
Wait for the hands to overlap, then press the A and B buttons simultaneously. Thank goodness, the patient has recovered.
But we can't relax until we've completed the operation.
There's a chance she'll go into cardiac arrest again, so keep an eye on the electrocardiogram. If that does occur, then we need to massage her heart immediately.
Understood. Well then, are you ready to remove the pacemaker? Use the antibiotic gel to disinfect the lead attached to the heart. Now that you've cut the lead, please drain the blood. Okay, now drain the blood. Hurry up and remove the lead before more blood now. Place the lead on the tray and suture the slit where it was inserted. Looks like you got all the blood. Now, you need to pull in a direction that the lead is facing. Please place the lead on the tray. And don't forget to suture the slit where it was inserted. Please treat the remaining wounds. Now would you please place the old device on the tray. I'll get the new pacemaker ready. You can place it in the same spot as the old
False alarm. Let's continue.
Next, attach the leads to the device. The first lead is ready. Now, use the ultrasound to find a place to make your incision. Both leads are attached to the device. Now use the ultrasound to find now that you found the right spot. Use the spot. Let's drain the blood before proceeding. No hemorrhage again, so please insert the lead. Drain the lead all the way to the incision. Let's suture the slit before hemorrhages again. That's where the second one goes. Please note, I can't let too much blood collect. Okay. My heart's fibrillating. Stop the procedure! She's going into cardiac arrest! We've got to do something! perform the procedure. Remember to suture the slit, Doctor.
We were almost done, too. Alright, let's massage the heart.
Okay, we're almost done. We just need to suture the slit. Alright, cross your fingers. Let's activate the pacemaker.
Good. It's working properly. Should be alright now.
That's great news. So all you need to do is close her up and you'll be finished. It was a success. Well done, Doctor. I'll be sure to report the...
Chloe, this is called an X-ray. It's a picture of the inside of your chest. This is the machine we put inside you during the operation. It's helping your heart beat.
Wow, cool. That's what's inside me?
It runs on electricity, so there are a few things you need to be careful about. Elena will explain the rules to you, so listen carefully, okay?
Did you see it? Isn't it cool? Yes, it certainly is. But don't get carried away just because you feel better, okay? Now the pacemaker that's inside your chest is like a new friend, and it's going to be with you for the rest of your life.
This is ridiculous. How long am I gonna have to wait? Excuse me, miss? May I ask you something?
Oh, are you here to visit a family member? If so, then the entrance is...
No, that's not why I'm here. I have an appointment with Dr. Rousseau, the chief surgeon. But no one's been able to get my message to him.
If that's the case, then let me call for a secretary.
I'm sorry to inconvenience you. Thank you, though. You're a doctor here, aren't you?
Yes, my name is Valerie Blaylock.
Is Professor Wilkins busy? I was hoping I might get a chance to meet him.
Yes. Well, the professor is... He's very busy. I rarely see him myself.
Well, I guess it can't be helped. But I'd still like to meet him someday. Ah, you must be Dr. Rousseau's secretary. Thank you. My name is Irene Quattro. I'm the director of Caduceus.
The organization under the direct control of Health and Human Services?
Thank you very much for your help today. I appreciate it.
Hey, Marcus. It's already been 10 days, and he still hasn't told us about his condition.
I'm sure he hasn't forgotten. He must have his reasons.
He sure is taking his time, considering the trouble he went to bring us back here. Oh, by the way, this morning I met someone that was here to see Rousseau. I was surprised when she introduced herself. Take a guess who she was.
His mistress?
Very funny. Come on, be serious.
I know her better than you do.
Well, it turns out she's the director of Caduceus. She oversees all of the medical research institutions located in the U.S.
She's from Caduceus?
Actually, she seemed more interested in speaking with Professor Wilkins. I wonder how she knows about him. Isn't it strange?
It sounds like trouble, if you ask me.
Dr. Vaughn! Dr. Blaylock! We need you in the OR!
What's the matter, Elena?
3 people were hit by a car. 2 are in critical condition. Dr. Rousseau began treating the one who's in the worst state. But he left to treat a different patient and ordered you 2 to take the ones in critical condition.
We can't afford to waste any time. His life's in jeopardy.
The patient is Ricardo Garcia, a 35-year-old male. He was in a car accident. He has injuries to the abdomen, including a few broken ribs and pierced spleen.
This doesn't look good.
In this operation, we have several objectives. We need to treat his lacerations, repair his broken ribs, and attend to his spleen.
This will be a difficult operation. No wonder Rousseau took off so fast.
Well, I'm sure we can handle it.
We've analyzed his blood type and done the necessary screening and cross-matching. We've also got an ample supply of blood on hand. All you need to worry about is the operation.
Alright, let's begin the operation.
Doctor, hurry! The patient's gone into cardiac arrest. We need to use the defibrillator.
We have a pulse.
His spleen's in bad shape, and his vitals are dropping because of massive hemorrhaging.
We'll have to retrieve the bone fragments while treating the injuries and hemorrhages.
We won't be able to suture that big of a wound. We'll have to close it first with the forceps.
Now pinch one side of the wound with the forceps and hold clear. Okay. Now hurry up and suture it before it opens up again. That takes care of the largest wound. But don't forget about the others. We're making progress with the bone fragments, but the spleen requires immediate treatment. Doctor, please be more careful. Looks like we got all the bone fragments, but we better treat the other wounds before continuing.
Now that we've taken care of the wounds, we can reassemble the bone fragments.
Doesn't seem to fit. Could that go somewhere else? So far, so good. We're almost done. But that was the last piece. Don't tell me we missed a fragment. This isn't good. We'll have to use the defibrillator. Was that hemorrhagic shock? His spleen was bleeding pretty heavily. Got it? No wonder we missed it. Okay, Doctor, you know what to do. Be sure to keep an eye on his vitals, though. We've got all the pieces now. Please treat the remaining wounds first.
Alright, let's place the last bone fragment.
All the pieces in place. Let's cement them together with antibiotic gel. Now we've got complete... Closing up. It was an unexpected operation, but I'm glad it went smoothly. Well done, team.
I see that you are both quite skilled.
I'm sorry, you are?
I'm Irene Quattro from Caduceus. Nice to meet you. I heard there was an emergency, so I changed into my surgical gown, but I see that wasn't necessary.
Valerie, is this the woman you were telling me about?
Thank you, ma'am. It's an honor to receive such praise.
A doctor with a healing touch. It's been a while since I've been surprised like this. If the opportunity arises, I'd like to see it used again.
I'd be glad to show you.
This is an impressive hospital. I hope that we meet again. Please excuse me.
I don't think it was good for her to have seen that.
What do you mean, Marcus?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Doctor. We were told you wouldn't make it, but you
You saved him.
I just did my best, Mrs. Garcia. Considering his injuries, it's a miracle he survived. He must have an angel looking over his shoulder.
I don't know how we'll ever repay you. Thank you so much.
There's no need for tears. Now, let's discuss his future treatment.
Oh, as long as he's in your hands, Dr. Russo, I know he'll be okay.
Oh, it's you, Vaughn.
Marcus, he's...
It's not worth getting upset over. The patient is alright, that's all that matters. Professor Wilkins has asked to see us, so we'd better get going.
I suppose you're right.
Dr. Russo, is something wrong?
Oh, no, it's nothing. Please come with me, Mrs. Garcia. Let's go see how your husband is faring.
So, I heard that Rousseau took credit for everything. You must be disappointed.
I'm just glad the patient's okay.
He's an excellent doctor, although rather shrewd at times. And I would never trust him to operate on me. That's why I summoned you here, Marcus. You have a rare talent.
How did you want to come back?
I'm aware of that. Regardless, we'll meet tomorrow to discuss my operation. The procedure is scheduled for 4 days from now. I'll leave you to choose your team.
Okay.
So, you're finally going to tell us, huh, Professor?
I led you all to believe that I was suffering from a chronic heart disease. But now that my preparations are complete, I will reveal the true nature of my illness.
Dr. Rousseau is on the team too?
Yeah, but he won't be operating.
What I am asking you all to do is treat an unknown disease. Yes, I'm asking you to face the unknown.
An unknown disease?
By certain means, I received a mouse with an unprecedented illness. It was a pathogen born as a result of gene-related medical research. I isolated it, analyzed it, and became deeply interested in it. It was such a unique disease.
Curiosity, man's greatest weakness.
Dr. Vaughn?
Never mind.
As a member of the medical community, I immediately realized the importance of this discovery. And so I began researching the disease. But before I could complete my research, I myself became infected. Its communicability between animals and humans was quite a surprise.
It's a tragedy for us all, Professor. It breaks my heart to learn of your infection.
What was the means of transmission?
It's too late to ascertain now, but it must have occurred while I was researching it. I may have accidentally pricked myself with a needle. My hands aren't as steady as they once were. I don't believe it is highly communicable, but we should still be careful. One thing is for certain. It's not an airborne disease.
And what about your condition? You seem to be rather stable right now.
I do have some data which I collected during my experiments. It's dormant at the moment, but it becomes active when the carrier experiences stress. Its invasiveness is quite strong, and it's at least as serious, if not worse, than an acute virus or a parasite invasion.
So this operation must be performed right away.
That's why you selected us.
Yes, it is a new disease, so as you may suspect. No medication or vaccine is available yet. Extraction is the only viable option.
Dr. Vaughn, this is a serious responsibility.
Indeed. This disease manifests itself in mysterious ways. I've tentatively named it stigma. We will refer to it by this name for now, but please keep this information confidential. I will also grant you access to my research data, but you are only permitted to read through it.
Infected accidentally? That can't be. That's not its nature. The professor's hiding something.
Foregoing your meditation today? Don't allow this disease to trouble you. Just accept that it's beyond your comprehension.
Should someone with your condition be up at this hour?
I have one more favor to ask of you. That's why I'm here.
I'll save your life. What more do you want?
If for some reason the operation is a failure, then I want you to destroy all my research concerning stigma.
What?
This is to be my research, and mine alone, whether or not the operation is successful. You should have no objections to this. After all, wasn't it your wish 3 years ago that it all disappear? Well then, I bid you good luck.
I've taken a look at the data, but I don't know what to say.
That makes two of us.
The pathogen's mobility is simply unbelievable. Who knows what kind of damage it's capable of? Based on data, it's unlikely that medication would be effective, so our only option is to...
Burn it with the laser. It's the only way.
Has there been any change in the professor's condition?
He's still stable. He should have enough strength to endure the operation.
If the professor's data is accurate, then this research will make medical history. Mistakes cannot be made. I presume you understand that.
Relax. We've got it under control. this is an important procedure. We can't afford to fail.
We are ready to begin the procedure. Based on what we know, we expect that stigma will become active once we open up the professor. Please be extremely careful. Lacerations? But we didn't see any on the CAT scan.
Are you suggesting that the pathogen did this within the last few moments?
We need to suture the wounds immediately and try to prevent any further damage.
Well done, Doctor. But please keep an eye out for the path. There it is!
My God, look at it.
Alright, let's do this. Get the laser ready.
It's working. Keep using the laser. We did it! Stigma's gone.
Marvelous! The professor will be... Wait, he's not stabilizing. We better take another look.
Stigma again. But how? One down, one to go. Again! Confused together?
Well, we can't change that much. The laser should still work.
The laser seems to be working. His vitals are stabilizing. He's gonna be alright. Let's close him up.
That was truly a menacing organism. I must begin analyzing the data immediately.
Congratulations, you did it!
That was my responsibility.
Is something wrong, Marcus?
No, nothing. I should just be thankful that it went well.
I'm glad his body withstood the operation. At this rate, it seems to make a full recovery. Still, that was a daunting procedure.
I can't believe that such a disease exists. And that we were able to treat it.
I hope this is the last we see of it, though.
I must say, this stigma is certainly an intriguing disease. Doctors around the world will be astounded.
Oh, he's awake.
Professor, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm fully conscious.
The operation was a success. All the pathogens were removed. And your heart is functioning normally.
It was a complicated procedure, but we were able to complete it. Being operated on while you still had your strength should speed your recovery.
Well, Professor, congratulations on the success of your operation.
Thank you.
That stigma is quite a remarkable disease. I never imagined such an insidious pathogen could exist. It amazes me each time I watch the recording of the operation.
Recording? Rousseau, I thought I made myself clear. I only gave you permission to read through the existing data.
Yes, that's true, but I thought perhaps...
My orders are absolute. Or are you scheming to steal my research?
Don't be silly, Professor. I'm completely loyal to...
I want everything in this room. That includes any recordings and extracted organisms. I won't have them where I... Oh!
Professor, please, you must stay calm.
Dr. Russo, can't whatever you have to discuss with Professor Wilkins wait until later?
Yes, well then, please excuse me, Professor.
Please. I'd like to be alone for a while. Don't worry. I won't overexert myself.
Then we'll return later to explain your status.
Yes. Thank you.
We don't have a sample or any data. So how do you intend to study stigma, Marcus?
You just going to pretend it doesn't exist?
No self-respecting doctor would admit the existence of such a thing, outside of a sci-fi movie.
That's only because they lack the knowledge.
Oh, really?
Do you recall the incident that occurred 10 years ago? A deadly man-made infectious disease spread throughout the world. It was known as guilt.
Now that you mention it, I do remember that. Is there a connection between guilt and stigma?
Most likely not. The professor has already tested that vaccine on it. It had absolutely no effect.
I guess I can see why Rousseau is so intrigued by it. If he was the one to announce it to the world, he'd become the most renowned doctor in medical history.
Dr. Vaughn, Dr. Blaylock, 2 patients have been added to each of your schedules.
Aren't these Rousseau's patients?
Yes, but he's very busy.
Looks like I better get used to being sleep-deprived.
It seems Professor Wilkins is on the road to wellness.
But how long will it take for him to fully recover?
The professor's a lot tougher than he looks, you know.
Dr. Rousseau must be hoping he resigns, or at least relinquishes some of his authority.
I heard another hospital has been courting him as well. He's had a lot of visitors lately.
Perhaps he's going to take up a position as a lecturer somewhere. Right?
He's the talk of the entire hospital.
Oh, but he's not the only one.
Meaning what exactly?
I've heard from more than one source that someone will be paying you 2 a visit soon as well. Maybe Professor to-be Russo will let you know about it.
It's not really my idea of a promotion.
Well, I'm calling it quits for today. Hopefully tomorrow won't be as stressful.
What about the professor's charts?
He's been updating them himself. It is top secret after all. Speak of the devil. He's paging us. I wonder what he wants.
He didn't mention anything to me. Is that the fire alarm?
Something must have happened. You better go check on the professor.
Oh no! Help!
That man's on fire! We have to help him!
Be careful, Marcus!
Drop to the floor! Hurry! Valerie, isn't there a fire extinguisher around?
Doctor, stand aside!
Quick thinking, Elena.
Someone. Professor Wilkinson.
Russo, is that you?
And then set fire. Hang in there. We're going to get you some help.
He's been badly burned. His life is in danger. I'll get something to transport him with.
Thank you, Elena. Get the OR ready too.
The patient is suffering from burns all over his body, concentrated on the left side. Some of them are 3rd-degree burns, I'm afraid. The burned area covers over 20% of his body. He's in extremely critical condition. You'll have to use skin grafts. I'll suggest that we transplant skin from the right half of his body, which has fewer burns.
If we can't use synthetic skin, then that's our only option.
If we inject culture fluids, we'll be able to avoid further damage.
Since we'll be working on 3rd-degree burns, I've prepared some coolants as well. I've said this already, but he's in critical condition. Please, we have to hurry.
Let's get started. These burns are pretty severe. Skin grafts are the only option. We'll have to remove skin from elsewhere before we can begin treating the burns.
Alright, I'll get the culture fluid ready for you. You'll have to inject it into the right side of his body, where the skin isn't burned. The culture is taking effect. Please use the scalpel to remove a section of the epidermis. Remove the donor skin before we can continue. Please cut from where you injected the fluid.
Once we're ready to transfer the donor skin,
You'll most likely need several grafts, so we should collect enough tissue before starting. Let's look for other unburned areas and follow the same procedure.
The most severe burns have already turned black. We'll need to excise this necrotic tissue.
Are you prepared to begin debridement? I'll get the coolant ready. Please inject it directly into the blackened tissue. The coolant seems to be working. Now, use the scalpel to excise the dead tissue. You can place the excised tissue on the tray. The area has been debrided, so you can proceed to drain the blood. It looks like this area is going to need more than one piece of tissue. We've covered the burned area with skin and we're done with this area. Let's wait now. Please try to place the donor skin before the wound hemorrhages again. The affected area is bleeding heavily. Hurry up and drain it. We have to inject the culture fluid into a part that hasn't been burned.
keep it up.
treatment. Great work, team.
The professor's office is nothing but ashes. Fortunately, no one seems to have been inside. But the professor's whereabouts are unknown, and we have reason to believe the data was stolen. According to what Russo said, the professor seems to have been kidnapped. What did the detectives ask you?
Same things they asked you. What did I see when I arrived at the scene? Did I notice anything suspicious? You know. Oh, they also asked about the professor's condition. I didn't say anything about stigma, for now. They wouldn't understand anyway.
I can't believe he was kidnapped. What's their motive? They obviously want more than just a ransom.
What's going to happen in this hospital? What about us? The media is going to be all over this incident. We won't have time to examine our patients.
Dr. Blaylock, Dr. Vaughn, there's someone here to see you.
If it's another investigator, then forget it.
Actually, it's the director of Caduceus.
What?
Long time no see. Regarding what happened the other day, you have my sympathy.
Thanks.
How can we help you?
It's a little complicated, so I'll get right to the point. After seeing the two of you in action, I negotiated with the hospital to have you both transferred to our staff.
You're recruiting us?
That was the plan, but circumstances have changed.
So what does that mean?
Dr. Vaughn, Dr. Blaylock, by the authority of the federal government, I hereby order your immediate transfer to Caduceus.
The authority of the federal government?
The decision was made based on the research we believe Professor Wilkins was performing. As skilled doctors and colleagues of the professor, we require your expertise in the U.S. branch of Caduceus. We'll do our best to accommodate any staff member requests you may have.
I can't believe it. We're going to Caduceus.